Today I will be demonstrating how to assess flexibility. Before the flexibility assessments, a 5 to 10 minute warm-up should be performed. The first assessment I will be demonstrating is the Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test. The test assesses hamstring and lower back flexibility. Before performing the test, your shoes should be removed and you must sit with the soles of your feet flat against the sit and reach box. You then reach forward with both hands as far as possible, making sure you exhale as you reach and hold that position for 2 seconds. Make sure that your knees are not bent and you do not lead with one hand. The assessment should be taken twice. This test is scored in centimeters and the best of the two scores should be recorded. According to the fitness categories for trunk forward flexion, using a sit and reach box, I fall into the good category based on my score of 34 centimeters, which I found by subtracting 3 centimeters from my original score of 37 centimeters. The next assessment I will demonstrate is the YMCA Sit and Reach test, which assesses lower back and hamstring flexibility. Your shoes should also be removed for this test. For this assessment, a yardstick is placed on the floor and tape is placed across it in the 15-inch mark. Heels of the feet should be placed on the edge of the tape and be about 10 to 12 inches apart. You then reach forward with both hands as far as possible, making sure you exhale as you reach, and hold the position for 2 seconds. Fingers should be in contact with the yardstick and make sure that you do not lead with one hand. Knees should not be bent and the assessment should be done twice. The test is scored in inches and the best score of both tests should be recorded. According to the fitness categories for the YMCA Sit and Reach test, I classify as average based on my score of 20 inches. The next assessment is the Chair Sit and Reach test, which assesses lower body hamstring flexibility. This test is designed for older population who have difficulty performing sit and reach tests. For this test, a chair 17 inches in height should be placed against a wall. Shoes do not need to be removed. You then extend one leg in front of the hip with your heel on the floor and the ankle dorsiflex at 90 degrees. Make sure to keep the untested leg flat on the floor and your head in normal alignment with the spine. Exhale when reaching forward and hold the position for 2 seconds. You will need a second person to hold the ruler and assist. Both right and left legs should be tested. For scoring the middle of the big toe at the end of the shoe or touching the toes represents a score of 0. If the reach is short of the toes, the score is negative, and if the reach is beyond the toes, a positive score is recorded. The last assessment I will be demonstrating is the Thomas test, which assesses hip flexor flexibility. First, you lay on your back and then you bring one leg up to the chest. If the straight leg remains in contact with the mat, hip flexors of that leg are flexible. If the straight leg rises, its hip flexors are likely to be inflexible. Make sure both the right and left leg are tested. You will need a second person as well to assist and record whether the hip flexors in both legs are flexible or inflexible. According to my results, my hip flexors in both legs are flexible.